And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It's another scorcher out there. Beautiful weather out here in California. Probably should be at the beach. But what are we going to talk about besides Bitcoin's price action and what the market is likely to do based on the current downtrend? I'm going to go ahead and jump in first to some crypto news. And what do we got for today? If I could only get the news back up on my screen here, and I've got Bitcoin on the daily popped up in the background here, but I do want to touch on a bit of interesting news from Coinbase. Yes, they did lay off a bunch of people. Yes, their stock has been plummeting. In fact, alongside Bitcoin, right? So what is that news I wanted to bring up here? Bear with me just one second. I'm going to pop it up here. And there she goes. Okay. There it is. News for the day. Coinbase adds support for on-chain Polygon and Solana transaction. It says, yep, Coinbase is allowing customers to send and receive cryptocurrency on multiple networks, starting with Polygon and Solana. So they might have a future, given Coinbase, putting a little extra work in to make this possible. This was a post on Thursday, yesterday. Coinbase says the integration will make it fast and simple for customers to convert fiat to crypto and fund their Polygon and Solana wallets. Matic and Solana are the native assets of Polygon and Solana, respectively, but native stablecoins will also be supported over the next month. Eligible Coinbase and Coinbase Exchange customers will be able to send and receive ETH, Matic, and USDC on Polygon, and they will be able to send and receive USDC on Solana over time. They said they're going to add support for more tokens and more networks. It's, the age-old thing, gas fees, right? The cost of using Ethereum is driving users towards cheaper overlay systems and alternative networks. It can cost over $10 in gas or transaction fees to send small amounts of crypto from Coinbase Exchange to a self-custodial wallet. Coinbase pointed out it can cost over $100 in gas fees on larger amounts of crypto and protocols like Aave. The move is in the latest series of upgrades by Coinbase released against a backdrop of tightening competition among exchanges as bear market conditions bed in. For instance, rival exchange Binance.us recently announced zero-fee Bitcoin trading. Users want to explore Web3, Coinbase said, but it's not simple to move crypto across networks and involves dealing with blockchain bridges and the like. It can take approximately 20 minutes, $50 in gas, and 10 protocol steps to purchase a NFT on Polygon via OpenSea. Now Coinbase customers can convert their fiat to ETH, Matic, and USDC and fund their Polygon wallet at a fraction of the cost and time, making it simple to explore more of Web3. So that's your news for today. Let's jump into some TA, my favorite part of the day, and take a look at what we've been talking about over the past few days. Look at this perfect inverted head and shoulders. And we had been saying this, is that Bitcoin's been trading in a range between 21.5, which is coming in right here at about 21.5 right there, and to the upside, and 19.5 to the downside, which is coming in right here at 19.5. There we go, 19.5. And let's see if that's more identifiable on CME. Yeah, there it is, 21.7. And this is on an hourly time frame, and 19.7 to the downside. So what I have to say about this price action is that we want to look for trend, momentum, and volatility. Trend, momentum, and volatility. And what do we have right now? Extremely low volatility. Momentum is to the downside. And the question is, do we have any bullish or bearish divergence? Bullish or bearish divergence. So what is bullish divergence? Again, that is when price is making, bullish divergence is when price is making lower lows and RSI is making higher lows. So is price making lower lows on the hourly? No. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. We were making some lower lows here, and it does look like a bullish divergence did play out on this one. So As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 drives, and that should give you a shot to the top side of the range, as I did say yesterday, which came in right here at about 21.5. Didn't quite make it all the way up to the top side of the range, so getting rejected there. That's almost oh, look, we're getting a closure here, and we will cross down here below 20,519. So looks like we're going to stay to the upside here, and momentum will remain to the upside right now as long as we're above 20,519 on the 4-hour time frame. Bear with me just a second. So 4-hour time frame, and what else do we got here? So where's the bearish divergence coming in from this point right here? And we've been talking about that since yesterday, and got a bit of a fake out yesterday because that would have been your 1, 2, 3 drive. Should have got you a drive to the bottom side of the range. We did close below here, but as you can see, we got no follow through. So this red candle, this little spinning top, call it a gravestone, call it a shooting star. Typically that is a sign of a reversal. In fact, we did get a reversal and we did get some follow through, but there was very low volume on this candle. So what I am looking again, as price is making lower highs and RSI is making higher highs, that is called bearish divergence. Price is making hidden bearish divergence. In a downtrend, price is making lower highs, RSI is making higher highs, and it is very, very clearly playing out. So there is still a threat of a bit of a downside move, as we do have some bearish divergence on the board right now, and that will confirm with any kind of a 4-hour closure back below 12,500. And I would say that is going to be a major pivot on the market. If that does want to play out today, I don't think it will. Why? Because NASDAQ is pumping right now. Let's see where NASDAQ, well, we'll check in on NASDAQ in a bit, but I would say a 4-hour closure back below 12,570. Let's see, where's the 0.5 on this retracement? Here we go. Boom. And the 0.5 is coming in at 20,600. The 618 is where, yeah, 20,445. Any kind of a CME closure below there today very likely gets a shot to the back to the bottom side of the range, and that would be very nice for me right now. Personally, I'd like to see the price come a little bit lower one more time before we play out the bounce we've been talking about for several weeks. And what bounce am I talking about? Based on the daily time frame. We've been talking about this BBWP. Again, volatility. This is our volatility indicator. As volatility expands, you expect price to go in the direction of the trend. As volatility contracts, we expect price to go in the opposite direction of the trend. And I will just tell you this: the average mean reversion bounce, mean reversion bounce is somewhere around 15 to 30%, depending upon what day you're looking at it. But if we get a mean reversion bounce at this point, what we're likely going to see is price pop about 15% from where we're at today. So what would that look like? And we're postulating a move here, 15% up to the 21, somewhere around there. I think that's perfectly fine. That's 20% higher. Could we come and fill the gap right here on CMEs? I think that would take the market really getting some juice. I don't think that we're quite there yet. So very, very likely, if we do get that mean reversion bounce, there's going to be some kind of a downwards move, right? I don't think it's anything but a pity bounce. I don't think the trend is going to change because the trend is going to change. Why? Well, we've been making lower highs and lower lows all the way since back here. Excuse me. Need a cup of coffee this morning. So if momentum does cross to the upside here today above 20,611. So a lot of pivots right around that $20,500 number. But today CMEs will cross back up any kind of a closure above 20,600. Currently we're at 20,975. And that very, very likely does go ahead and give us the move back to, that 15 to 20% move. And that will be a nice move to the upside. And that would be mediated by two things. One, we want to see these Stokes cross to the upside, which they haven't crossed yet. They're just leaning, kissing each other. And then what we want to see is what's happening right now, which you can barely see this. You're going to have to really zoom in. But what happens, volatility maxes out. What we want to see is this guy and this guy start to get a negative slope. So cross below the moving average and then a negative slope. And that should give us the indicator. When these guys get down here somewhere like this, there's the BWP and there's the moving average, something like that, negative slope. That would be my go-to for a little bit of a bounce as well. But that's just a tertiary kind of outliner, something that we can use to know when we are going to get a little bit of a bounce. Now, what else do I want to look at? Here is bullish or bearish divergence on the 12-hour. And the 12-hour is pretty much flat right now. We've been trading around 20,900 for the past couple of 12 hours here. And the move looks like it is getting faded off this trend line. So is it a little more accurately drawn like this? Could we get one more slip up here to 21,700? Yes, and I would say with an hourly or a 4-hour closure above 21,700, very, very likely that will get us the next move. And where's an easy way to judge it? Fib targets, right? Fib target coming in 22,868. I do believe that will run into some selling pressure right there. And then to the downside, where does this move get invalidated? Again, right below that 382. That's on a bullish retracement. On a bearish retracement, which would be the opposite like this. On a bearish retracement, below the 618, coming in at the same level, 20,480. And I would very, very likely look for a move back to the bottom side of the range. If that breaks at 19,800, then we're going to get a move down to 18,600. And that will do it there for Mr. Bitcoin. And again, $20,000, these things it will cross back down. Again, the moves to the downside are going to be a lot more potent right now. Why? We're in a downtrend. So what else do I see here? Volatility is on the floor for the 12 hours. So an explosive move is about to happen on the 12-hour. What's strange is the opposite is happening. Volatility is maxed out on the daily time frame. So giving us an indicator that price is, very likely to get a bounce. This could stay maxed out here for a while. I mean, we could get another few days of maxed out, probably early next week, coming into some sort of a bounce. However, on the 12-hour time frame, we still are in a downtrend. We got lower lows and lower highs. And how many drives of bullish divergence do we have? 1, 2. Maybe you could call that 1, 2 as well. 1, 2, 3. Gives you a shot to the top side of the range. We got that move. That looks like it's played out. And that could get as high as the 21. So as long as we are closing, though, below 21,600 on the 12-hour, on the 4-hour, then very, very likely we get that, one more swipe of the lows. And that would probably do it for me as Bitcoin looks like it wants to pick itself up here. I mean, we could get a little, very nice price action over the weekend. This 4-hour will cross down below 21,047. So we've got 2 hours and 56 minutes left on that candle. What is the 1 hour doing? The 1 hour's already crossed down and volatility's on the floor. So I would expect, that, we're kind of in the middle of the road with this guy here. Let's see. Are we getting bullish divergence here? Nope. 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 Oh, maybe from this point. There we go. There we go. There's that bearish divergence. So coming back all the way from this guy right here, you can see that price is making lower highs and RSI is making higher highs. So in a downtrend, Price is making lower highs. RSI is making higher highs. That's hidden bearish divergence. Should give us a drive. And how would we confirm that? And again, any kind of, I would even go as far as to say any kind of a 4-hour closure back below 20,705 is going to be good enough for me. And that I would be looking for that move back to the bottom side of the range on an hourly time frame. Yeah, that's on an hourly time frame. So not the 4-hour. Okay, what does the 30-minute look like? Momentum is to the downside. Volatility is increasing. And do we have bullish divergence? Yeah, it looks like we got several drives. So if this area doesn't want to break like right now or by the end of the day, I'd expect coming into next week that bounce does want to play out. And an easy way to go ahead and judge that will be, well, what happens over the weekend. Usually price action over the weekend is flighty, floaty, and I don't trust it. So go ahead and, wait for traditional markets to wake back up on Monday, and we'll probably catch the direction of this market. Why do I have more of a bullish lean right now, more bullishly biased? Well, NASDAQ is popping up here. It looks like it wants to come to 12,323. We got a tick above here, and we got some volume. We got some hidden bullish divergence coming back from this point right here. So that should give us a drive, as high as the 21 at 13,191. If NASDAQ wants to pick itself up, I think Bitcoin will do it as well. What else do we got on the board for the dollar on the weekly time frame? A little bit of indecision candle. Volatility is declining. We will, if this confirms any kind of a, weekly closure below this low, that'll be 2 drives of bearish divergence. And I would say dollar's going to come back down maybe to about $1.01, and that would be in line with Bitcoin getting a bit of a bounce. What else do I want to bring up? Ethereum taking it on the chin here for the weekly time frame. Volatility is getting up there. Stokes will cross up above 1300. And do we have any divergences playing out coming back from this guy right here? Yeah, several drives of hidden bullish divergence. This thing looks like it's ready to bounce. Bounce a little bit at the very least. And this low, yep. Second on stream. All right, sorry guys. All right, so volatility's maxed out. As soon as these Stokes cross to the upside on Bitcoin, Ethereum actually already picked up. That's on the weekly time frame. Ethereum probably gets a decent sized bounce if that does want to happen. Stokes already up on the daily time frame. What about for Ethereum? Ethereum Stokes are already up. Volatility is declining. We already look. See, this is the move, right? This is what we want to see on CMEs for. If we see this signature on the CMEs, which is this guy right now, then I'll expect the 15 to 20% bounce to play out. Somewhere Bitcoin heads up to around 24,000. But that's the signature we are looking for. What other coin do we want to take a quick look at? Aave's been a hot one. And Aave coming up, testing this resistant level. Aave's going to do whatever Bitcoin does on the daily time frame. We're crossed up. We do have 2 drives at bullish divergence, shot to the 21. So yeah, it looks like Aave wants to have one more move down, put in another higher low, and then gives a try back up to about 93 bucks. Sandbox, what are you doing here? Sandbox, yeah. So you can see all these things they're quite woven together. They're almost doing the same exact thing, running into resistance right there. And this is pretty much where you'd expect that local high to come in. If you're going to be right on the short side. If not, if this breaks, if we get any kind of a daily closure back above 111, I'm looking for Bitcoin to move back to 140. Sandbox to move back to 140. Mana doing the same thing. Any kind of a 4-hour closure back above 96 cents very likely gets us a move to 112. Invalidation comes with any kind of a 4-hour closure back below 77 cents. Volatility is expanding as we're going to the upside. We don't have any bearish divergence playing out yet, or do we? From this point right here. Yes, we do. That'll be several drives. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's almost 4 drives of hidden bearish divergence. So Could we get a shot back down to the bottom side of the range at 77 cents? I do think there's a chance, especially if Bitcoin wants to pull back a little bit today. And I imagine the rest of the market is kind of looking the same way here. Volatility's down. Again, everybody's kind of popping up, testing that resistance from the last descending triangle. We got AVAX, we got Gala, kind of doing the same exact thing. Everything's doing the same. See, everybody has this ascending triangle like this. And the measure move just got hit. We went to the bottom side of the range. Now, if it breaks to the upside, you know, you got your fib targets like this. Boom. Next target here, next target there. 7 cents, and then 0.988 cents. Interesting to see the rest of the market. So most of the altcoins are turning up ahead, kind of ahead of Bitcoin. So are the altcoins starting to lead the market? Bitcoin dominance, what are we doing here? Bitcoin dominance is coming down. So yeah, you can see how altcoins are starting to pick up some momentum again as people are looking for a little exceptional bounce gains. As Bitcoin does bounce, a lot of these altcoins are going to bounce significantly. And that's all I got for you guys today. So again, the range on Bitcoin, circling back here, we're talking on the CMEs, range between, call it 21.5 to 19.5 to the downside. Any kind of a daily closure above or below there is going to get us the next pretty momentous move to the downside. I don't think we're ready to totally keel over. More like just a short-term consolidation and maybe a little bounce down to 18.5 on CMEs and then pick yourself back up. That would look nice because we don't have any of that hidden bullish divergence, as RSI did make lower lows in comparison to the rest of the market. And there is a little bit of a gap right here coming in CMEs right here. So that gap should get filled somewhere around 18.5 on CMEs. And that would be in line with what spot price did last weekend. You know, CMEs closed on Friday, and then what happened? Spot price went down to 17,500. And by the time Sunday rolled around, the market picked itself back up into parity. And then we started the week off up last week, which I don't think we were expecting that, but that's what we got. All right, guys, have a blessed and highly favored day. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.